Next question. On 1st of January, a situation as under is prevailing. Spot exchange rate is 70 rupees per dollar. Rate of interest for rupee currency is 15% and for dollar currency it is 6%. Time period is 1 year and 1 year forward exchange rate is 78 rupees per dollar. The question says that say whether arbitrage exists, that is a question. Now friends, over here, whenever we have been provided with this kind of information, then in that case, as per institute suggested answer, there are 3 steps in which we are required to do answer. Step number 1 is that identifying whether arbitrage exists or not. Second step would be you have to decide that say which currency to be borrowed and in which currency investment should be made. Should you borrow rupees and invest in dollar, or should you borrow dollar and invest in rupees? So whether you should enter into this set of the transaction or you should enter into this set of the transaction is required to be decided upon. And then third, you are required to make the calculation in absolute term. Of course, step number 2 and step number 3 will come into picture only if there is an opportunity of arbitrage existing. Now, you may have a point that sir, the question says only that whether arbitrage exists or not. The question does not say about the second step and third step. Yes, I agree with you. Yet, the institute suggested answer is giving the answer wherein even the second step and the third step is included by them. This is the way, so the kind of answer is required to be presented by us. In step number 1, we have to identify whether arbitrage exists or not. Anybody can tell me that say whether arbitrage is existing or not? We understand that of course the arbitrage is existing. Why? Because the forward exchange rate as per IRPD that we have calculated, it is I think at 75.9434. So it is 75.9434. This should be the forward exchange rate and actual forward exchange rate is different. Since these two values are not matching, so an opportunity of arbitrage exists. Chalo, write down answer. For this type of question, first of all, a small note for your revision purpose. Of course, this note does not form part of the answer. For this type of question, we have to compute answer in following sequence. In that write down 1. Identifying whether arbitrage exists or not. Second, identifying, which currency to be borrowed and where to invest. Third, calculation of arbitrage in absolute term. So these are the three steps in which we are required to do answer. Step number 1, identifying whether arbitrage exists or not. In that, write down working note number 1, calculation of forward exchange rate as per IRPT. In that, write down 75.9434 rupees per dollar. In bracket, write down refer previous question. With paragraph, write down actual forward exchange rate is 78 rupees per dollar. Full stop. It is different in comparison to forward exchange rate as per IRPT. In bracket, I am writing 75.9434 is not equal to 78 rupees per dollar. So arbitrage exists. Step number 2, identifying which currency to be borrowed and in which currency investment to be made. So now we are going to understand that which currency to be borrowed and where to make investment. Now friends, over here there are basically 4 simple steps in which we are required to do answer. Which are those 4 simple steps? Let us understand. Let us answer along with me, not so complicated. Step A. In that, write down calculation of premium / discount. So dear students, first of all we will make calculation of the premium / discount for rupee currency as well as for dollar currency. As far as rupee currency is concerned, for that we understand spot minus forward upon forward, because it is left hand side currency, into 12 divided by n into 100. That is the way we'll compute the premium / discount for rupee currency. As far as the rupee currency is concerned, we understand that it will be like this. spot is 70, forward is 78, upon forward is 78 once again, into 12 divided by 12 into 100. So this is the way we'll compute the premium slash discount for rupee currency. For dollar currency, it will be like this: forward minus spot upon spot into 12 divided by n into 100. What is forward exchange rate? 78. What is spot exchange rate? 70. Divided by again 70 into 12 divided by 12 into 100. So over here 70 minus 78. So negative 8 upon 78 into 12 divided by 12 into 100. So it is negative 25.2564. As it is negative, it is discount. So 10.2564 percentage. We can write 10.26 also. 20.26% discount. And for dollar currency, it is 78 minus 70 is 8 upon 70 into 100, 11.43 percentage. And answer is positive, so it is premium. So this is the way we'll compute the premium discount for rupee currency and dollar currency. Step B. As far as step B is concerned, in that we'll make the calculation of the interest differential. We'll make the calculation of interest differential. So rupee currency and dollar currency. We are required to make the interest differential calculation like this: income and cost. And that is the way the net will be calculated. Now friends, when you invest in rupee, you get 15% income, and when you invest in rupee, you have to borrow dollar at the rate of 6%. So you have 9% interest differential positive for rupee currency. And when you invest in dollar, you get 6 and you have to borrow at 15, so it is 9% negative. That is the way the interest differential is positive 9 for rupee currency and negative 9 for dollar currency. Dear students, sometimes what happens at say, sometimes the information is given to us like this: for rupee currency the rate of interest is 15-16, and for dollar currency the rate of interest is 6/7. Like that, so the two rate of interest may be provided to us. So in that case, we have to understand, when you invest in rupee, you'll get 6, that is you will get 15%. And when you borrow dollar, then in that case you have to pay 7%. So 15 minus 7, it will be positive 8. You invest in dollar, you will get 6, and you borrow in rupee currency at the rate of 16%. So it would be negative 10%. So it is not necessary every time that say this two will be same. This can be different also. However, right now it is very simple. It is 9% for each. So remember that say when two rate of interest are given to us, then lower is the rate of interest for investment and higher is the rate of interest for borrowing. This is the way we have the interest differential. Why do we compute it? I just explained to you, say in fourth step. Step number C. In that, say we will prepare a small table: rupee currency and dollar currency. The first thing that we will have is interest differential. The second thing that we will have is premium. And the last that we will have is discount. As far as rupee currency is concerned, the interest differential is 9 positive and over here it is 9 negative. As far as rupee currency is concerned, it is a discount of 10.26, and so for dollar currency there is a premium of 11.43 percentage. So it is negative 1.26 and over here it is positive 2.43. So the answer is very simple, that you should make investment in dollar currency. And so if at all you want to make investment in dollar currency, you have to borrow rupees. So step number D, in that you will have the conclusion like this: borrow rupees and invest in dollar. So step D is a step in which say you draw a conclusion. Please write down tables, step C table, and then step D is conclusion. So step D conclusion I am writing once again. It is borrow rupees and invest in dollar. By doing that, so you will be able to make a profit. That is arbitrage. And if at all you do reverse, then in that case you will have a loss. Friends, over here logically we understand like this. Let's say there are two things. Understand it logically. Let's say when you make investment in a currency, then in that case you have a profit or you have a loss of the interest differential. And second thing is that say you will be having either the benefit of the premium of that currency or you will be having loss of the discount of that currency. If at all you invest in rupee, understand logically that say you have an advantage of the interest differential. However, unfortunately, that currency is at a discount and the discount is more than the interest differential advantage. So you should not invest in rupee. You should invest in dollar because the premium of the dollar is exceeding the interest differential loss. That is the reason say you should do like this. As far as the step number 3 is concerned, we already have done it. That say if at all say you borrow rupees and invest in dollar, then as what we saw earlier, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is able to make a gain. And that is the way we are required to show the answer. Of course, we are not going to show the entire step number 3 and we will give a reference of the question that we already have done it. And so that is the way we are required to show the answer. So friends, in step number 3, this entire answer is required to be shown. That what will you do today? What will be your position at the end of the year? Then you will make the conversion of the dollar into rupees. For $1.06 you will get 82.68 rupees, and with that so there is an arbitrage of 2.18. This entire answer is required to be written by you. Step number 3, in that calculation of arbitrage in absolute term. In that write down we are required to show transactions of Mr. Amy, comma, when forward exchange rate was 78 rupees per dollar. That entire transactions are required to be shown. With paragraph write down. This is for general, that is understanding purpose. We understand that premium of dollar exceeds interest differential loss, comma, so invest in dollar, full stop. In rupee currency, gain of interest differential is less than discount, comma, so do not invest in rupee. This is the logic that we understand. Now friends, entire step number 2, you can ignore it, and if at all you are smart to understand, you can have a conclusion in one line also. Actual forward exchange rate is greater than forward exchange rate as per IRPT. If at all the things are like this, then in that case, invest in right hand side currency. This is a small conclusion that you can always have. Again, over here, the logic is that the right hand side currency has appreciated more. That is the reason you should invest in the right hand side currency, and this much presentation is also acceptable. My suggestion is to go conceptually rather than going with this kind of shortcut. This is what my suggestion is.